Hafa day, everyone, and welcome to our very first D14 Tonight election show. It is the first of many more to come as we head into the November general election. Hopefully, most of you exercise your right to vote during this past weekend's primary. Now, as we look ahead to November and other races that will be on the ballot, we've got with us in studio the Executive Director of the Guam Election Commission, Maria Pangilinan. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
I know you had a very busy weekend. The primary election results, of course, are pending the certification of the results, but we all know that only 2 people will not advance to the big show in November. So let's talk about what other races will be on the ballot.
Besides what you saw on the primary election ballots, we will have the Guam Education Board, and we will also have the Consolidated Commission on Utilities, and we will have 2 judicial retention questions. It would be Judge Michael Berdalio and Justice Robert Torres.
Right. And so for those nonpartisan races, is there when is the deadline to file?
September 5th for CCU and Guam Education Board.
Okay, so that's this week. The one thing you also forgot to mention was the medicinal marijuana question, right?
Yes, that's on the ballot as well.
So if we could go over one more time, I know we've mentioned it in the news, but for D14 specifically, so people know, how will the votes be tabulated for this particular question?
The measure, the Santos Amendment does not apply.
Okay.
So it will be just the majority vote.
Okay, that's good then. Well, what is the deadline for people, I guess that already passed, for other initiatives, right?
Yes, it must be, yes. Unfortunately, it must be certified 45 days before the election, but there are many more things to do before the certification. So it doesn't, there's not ample time to get another measure on the ballot at this point.
Okay, and this is going to be actually your first gubernatorial election, right?
That's correct.
And it's also the first test since the new election reform law was enacted, right?
Yes.
So how are things, I guess, been going for you and your staff, because it's a pretty big deal for you?
Yes, it is. I think I wouldn't be here, sitting here with you, if it weren't for the 11 that I left behind at the office, and they're still at the office, you know, so we're working hard. When we were planning the primary election, we were also planning the general. Right. Almost every, you know, going to the polling places, the ballot production, those things we were planning for both the primary and the general, making sure that it goes on smoothly. We don't have that much more time before the general. Yeah, and as you know, yes, and that's why the primary was held earlier than usual, no? So we need 45 days at least to mail out military ballots. Right. And so that's, hence, we don't have that much time, and we're working hard already for the general.
Okay, so can people still register to vote for the general election? What
Absolutely. At this time, the Guam Election Commission, they can come into our office, bring with them a passport or a birth certificate and a photo ID, and they can register at the commission. Volunteer registrars have been notified that if they want to continue being volunteer registrar after the primary, they're welcome to come in and pick up their packets and get re-sworn in.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Bree.
Okay. If you have any information or questions for the Guam Election Commission, all you have to do is give them a call at 477-9791, or you can visit their website. It's gec.guam.gov. Okay, stay tuned. Joining us next, we'll have representatives from the Democrat and Republican parties of Guam in studio. You're watching D14 Tonight. Keep it here.